Okay, can you hear me? I'm just letting more people get in here before I even get rolling. Mike, can you hear me, Mike? Good morning. Good morning to you, Michael. You should be able to hear me. Can everybody hear me? Everybody hear me? Just send me a message. Let me know that you can hear me okay. I think you should be able to because I see my audio mixer saying that you should be able to hear me. I'm turning on the Discord server. We live. Get social. Can you hear me? I turned on the Discord server. The Discord's good. The Discord server is on. So I want to just check to make sure that people listening on YouTube can hear what's going on at Discord. But the Discord server is on too. So I'm gonna give everybody the link for that in the chat. Give me a second. I always forget how to do this. Oh yeah, right. You gotta invite people. Invite people and Discord link. Okay. Okay, I just put up the Discord link. Everybody can see the Discord link, I hope. Alright. Anybody want to get into that Discord there? Anybody want to get into that Discord? You guys can hear me, right? Okay. The Discord server is active, so let's give people I'm in the Discord alone. I'll be right back. I gotta just go to the bathroom real quick, and you can join the Discord server. Okay, good morning. Good morning. Anybody want to join that Discord? I'm in here talking to myself. So, without further ado, Trump and the First Lady both have COVID. How about that? So, what do you think Joseph Biden's chances of becoming president are now? Not only considering the fact that now the entire country can see that Trump's fucked up, but on top of that, there's a possibility that COVID might kill everybody in the White House. And, or not everybody, but it'll probably kill, what is it, like, I think, what is it, like 1% or 2% of them or whatever, and that 1% or 2% just might be the president and the vice president. So, if that so happens, President Nancy Pelosi becomes president. How about that? So I know everybody in here just loves Nancy Pelosi. So what happens if President Pelosi takes over? I'm up here thinking, like, you know what? How much ammo do I have to buy considering Trump claims that these Boogaloo boys and these Proud Boys and all these loser racists are going to come try to get me? And now come to find out they might not have to come at all because Trump might not live to a second term. How about that shit? Anybody here? Come on, join the Discord. What the hell are y'all doing? Join the Discord. Join the Discord. This is a serious issue that needs to be dealt with seriously. Uh-oh, we got somebody in here. Get social. What's up?
Hey, good morning. Just woke up. Early bird kills the worm.
Early birds murder the worms. So, how long was it after you woke up that you heard about the Trump and Melania diagnoses?
I just heard. I get my news as soon as I open up my eyes. I looked at my phone. And I'm like, he's live. I clicked on it. So I just got my news from you.
How about that?
I mean, you're quicker than all these news feeds. I mean, you're the one I get news from every time.
Let me tell you something. When I was sleeping, first of all, I don't know if everybody's noticed, but every single Friday there's breaking news, and it's always up till now. It's been some crazy shit that Trump says, or it's been something crazy that he's done, right? And now to hear this, it's like, I'm not surprised because I think everybody pretty much figured he would have had to have it. But one of his staff members got it, and I think she quarantined out of the White House. And I don't know if he's going to blame it on her or if somebody else got it and passed it on. But you know what? They've endangered us long enough, and it's time for them to go. Because if they had been doing these proper procedures, and if they had us all doing proper procedures from the very beginning, chances are we could have cut the death rate in half. So now it's going to bite them right in their ass. And it's funny because I'm watching Fox News right now, and Fox News is talking about how people on social media are talking shit about this. They're saying, yeah, I told you so, and they're laughing and this, that, and the other. But it's like, what did you expect? The people have had enough of this bullshit.
I know.
They've had enough.
How close was he to Biden during the debate? I mean, he was like right there. I wonder if Biden's going to get it too.
Well, I honestly, at this point, I don't know. But because I think nobody knew that 30 days from the election that Trump was going to get it. Or at least, because, my thing is, the crazy thing about it is I always suspected that he had it before, and I suspected he was on drugs for it. Because a couple of times he had come out and he looked off, he looked sick, and he looked like he was probably on some type of drug, right? To me. The problem is, because of what's called the Goldwater rule, you're not allowed to diagnose people if you don't have a chance to actually physically examine them up front. So most people who are doctors, they would never say that he looked sick. Not over the they can't say it legally because he could always try to sue them. But to me, based on what I know of medicine, he always looked sick. He looked like a sociopath to me. But then there were times when he looked physically sick to me. Problem is, you can't diagnose him over the television. So basically, I guess that's it. Because go ahead.
He's good to go though. He said he's got
hydroxychloroquine.
Oh, he should be good to go then.
Well, my point is, hey, listen, if hydroxychloroquine was so goddamn good, then Herman Cain shouldn't be dead and Trump shouldn't have it now.
Exactly. That's why I'm going to keep wearing my mask when I go in these convenience stores. And again, like I said this 1,000 times, oh, no one needs to wear a mask. We're good to go. And he made it sound like it was a hoax. And I'm telling you, he's responsible for a lot of deaths out there. I mean, because he downplayed it. He really downplayed it.
That's right. That's absolutely right. You don't, like, one thing I understand immediately based on what I know of science, you never ever downplay a virus. And you damn sure don't downplay a pandemic in another country when it can spread to yours.
Exactly.
So I wonder what all these people are thinking now, because, they're up there talking all that shit about what will happen if Trump loses, how they're going to do a civil war and everything. I wonder what they're thinking now. And it's funny, because I had a bet going with somebody that Trump was going to lose and that Biden was going to win. And sure enough, as soon as I woke up, the first thing I saw was this news. And the first person I had to say something to was him. I was like, okay, so if he dies, I still win, right?
Yeah. I was thinking by now he had like a magic pill or something like that, because I was figuring like as many people as he meets and goes out and debate, and then he's always, um, flying around, and he's got to have it. He's had to have it by now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guy meets, shakes people's hand. He refuses to wear a mask. Refuses. People. I'm sure some of his staff members are like, Trump, please wear a mask, and he's like, no, I ain't wearing no mask. I'll live forever. And he's going around and, yeah, I mean, he caught that shit. He did. I mean, who knows how long he's had it though? Because he's, like you said, some of his interviews and stuff does look off sometimes. So you're right about that.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, no, especially first of all, you're right. If you're moving around that much and you're meeting with a lot of people, first of all, in the very beginning, it was suspected that he had it simply because he was with a foreign delegation and just about all of them came down with it. So it was always expected that he had it in the first place. But when he came back, he didn't really show any symptoms or anything, and I think that they legally have to tell America if he comes down with it simply because of continuity of government. So they have to tell you if he gets it. But the problem is he lies so goddamn much until how would you know? Because the problem is, even if the Secret Service came out and say, yeah, he's got it, he'd come right on and say, no, he doesn't. He's a fucking liar. So my thing is, I don't know what's going to happen, because my thing is, see, here's the thing. How does this affect the debates? How does this affect, this shit could literally kill his ass.
No, he's old.
Yeah, he's old.
Rallies and everything. Everybody's like, don't do the rallies. He's like, nah, we're going to do the rallies. We're going to have everybody down. And he just keeps going with it when they're telling Dr. Fauci and all that about social distancing. And he's like, he's not even wearing a mask. He's got these huge crowds and everything. And I wonder how many other people have got it and took it home to their mother, their father, their aunt, their uncle. I mean, this shit is it's killing a lot of people. It's really sad when they're telling him don't do it, and he still does it.
Yeah, well, you know what the problem is? They can advise him not to have rallies. They can advise him not to do certain things, but the problem is you can't tell the president shit. That's the problem. Anything he wants to get done, he can do based on an executive order. So he's been putting a lot of people's lives at risk, and now he's going to pay for it. I'll just say it just like that. Now he's going to pay for it.
I know. How old is Trump anyways?
Old as fuck. Let's see. He's old. He's up there. Let me just see. Trump age. I think he's like 74. Yep, I was right. He's 74. He was born in 46. He's 74.
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder if he's gonna make it to 75.
I don't know with this shit. This shit's real serious. I mean, I've heard stories about young people.
His birthday is in April, and COVID usually kills people within like a month, so he might not make it to 75. So how about President Pelosi? How about that?
That's gonna be a tough one right there.
No, it's not.
I can deal with Harrison. Let's go with Harrison.
President Harris? Well, okay. Here's the way it works with continuity.
If I can just hold on until after the election, just keep that old bones alive, because he might have it now because I don't know how close they were and they weren't wearing masks.
They were close enough.
I know.
This is how continuity of government works. If coronavirus incapacitates or kills Trump right now, Vice President Pence becomes president. Now, because Pence has been around Trump so much, there's a very high possibility Pence has it too. So if coronavirus kills them both, then Pelosi becomes president. The other possibility is that if by the day after Election Day we don't know who the president is because they're still counting ballots, if we don't know who the president is up until a certain point, Pelosi becomes president anyway because she's Speaker of the House. Okay. So there's a very high possibility Pelosi becomes the president this year. Ain't that some shit?
That is. It's crazy. I would have never. I thought that he had, I'm sure he's got the best medical care possible, and there's a way that he won't get it, and the rest of us that die from COVID. But man, he's got it now. I just wonder if he can pull this one off. I mean, it's crazy. And when I really wonder, they were really close in the same room, fighting. I'm like, you might be right. You might be right. Pelosi might be the next one. I don't know how she would run the country. As long as she keeps pumping out those checks, I think America would be fine, because there's a lot of people hurting right now. And they're not, I think they just passed the stimulus, I believe. I think they did. I think they just passed the stimulus. But
no. The House passed a $2.2 trillion stimulus, but the Senate has to approve it.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know how many for these stimulus checks they're going to have to keep printing, but
they're going to have to print a lot of them. Shit. First of all, the airline industry is in serious trouble right now, but fortunately, they're not really. See, the problem ultimately is the airlines aren't moving because there's no place to go. You can't go to most of these other countries that are normal for tourism because they've locked down, right? And not only that, we're entering winter. And because we're entering winter and we're entering flu season, you can expect the stock market's going to plummet, because the Dow futures are going to be low, because right now, especially after seeing Trump get COVID, the investors are not looking good right now. So the airlines and the cruise lines are down, specifically because, first of all, you're hitting winter, and furthermore, nobody's going to be traveling anytime soon. Now, right there, they need bailouts, because they already started laying off and furloughing their airline stewardesses. They've already started that. Okay, so the airlines are screwed. Cruise lines are screwed. I think the only rallies that you're going to see in the stock market are probably going to be energy and biotech, like biopharma. Like, all of these people who've been working, because I saw a huge boost in my stock CTIC. CTIC, I posted a photo of it. It went up like to $2 and something cents. And CTIC was also working on coronavirus recovery, right? So I think a lot of the stock market is screwed. The stock market's in trouble right now.
I was thinking you were back when you posted that. I was like, bingo, he's making money. Great. Everything's going to start, the stock market's going to start going back up. I'm thinking about my neighbor. He's retired. He's 401k. And I'm like, yes. And then all of a sudden this news, oh man, it's really going to go down right now.
Oh yeah, the stock market's about to plunge, man.
Every time it does go down, it's like they pump money and it gets things going. I've noticed some of my customers or whatever, they're not wanting to spend any money, and let me call somebody else, and they're always looking for a cheaper deal, and I'm like, well, this material is going to cost this much to do this, and they don't care. It's like, you want me to go rob a dirt yard or mulch, and then I can just charge you the labor? I got to pay for the material, and everything's starting to tighten down, is what I feel like, and it's only going to get worse.
Here's a question: have you gotten gas lately? I hadn't gotten gas lately. Gas shot up in fucking price.
It did. Right here, it's normally around like $2 a gallon for unleaded. Now you have to get Supreme. I don't know what Supreme is. I used to have to get Supreme, but it's unleaded's usually around $2. New York's probably more, and California's a little bit more.
Well, I had to put some gas in my Jeep yesterday, and what it was I had gone almost a whole week because I was using the minivan. And I'd gone a while using the minivan to the point where I stopped paying attention to gas because I was getting regular unleaded, right? I put gas in my Jeep yesterday, and obviously the Jeep uses premium, and gas was like damn near $2, and it was damn near like $2.50 or something. And when coronavirus started, it had gone down to like $1.99 premium, so that means that regular unleaded was like $1.50 or something like that, and sometimes you get it cheaper than that. And I had stopped paying attention to gas prices because I was getting so much mileage for my money, right? And all of a sudden, yesterday, it just hit me how much, it just hit me. Gas had gone up like $1 damn near.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, damn, it was like gas just shot right up, and I was and the reason, you know what? I'm not surprised because I was saying this when I was talking about buying oil stock months ago. I was saying, listen, the economy has stopped right now, and gas prices and energy prices in general are going down because nobody's using it right now. Because, okay, the airlines are not using fuel right now. The cruise lines are not using fuel right now. And that was months ago, right? Now they're trying to reopen the economy. They're trying to force these kids back into school, whether they get sick or not. They are trying to get some more of these planes flying. So, yeah, gas prices are going up now. My thing is, right now, I think futures prices are going to crash.
Okay. Also, too, with Trump and Melania getting COVID, more people are going to be even more scared. They're not going to be going out traveling. People are going to really shut it down. I think this winter they're going to lock everything down again.
Yeah.
Timmy's going to have the sniffles going to school, and people are going to panic. I mean, this is going to send the world into panic. I was watching 13 News, and I didn't even believe this, but they're not like Fox News and CNN. I mean, they don't really bullshit. 50% of the restaurants in Houston have shut down. 50%. I was like, oh my gosh! Like the mom and pop restaurants, all 50% of them, restaurants in Houston have went out of business or have closed.
Yeah, well, you know, here in New York, there's they're begging for what is it called? They're begging for bailouts right now for our restaurants here in New York, because yeah, they're hurting already. Because the problem is, you know, here in New York especially, we're big on restaurants, right? We're really big for restaurants. They're saying that you're only allowed to have 25% capacity. The problem is you're still on the hook for 100% of the bills. You know, so, you know, yeah. I've noticed some of the restaurants have raised some of the prices, and it got like I was in a restaurant the other day. Let me think what it was. I was in a restaurant. No. I was in a store, and they charged me like $1 more for beer than I normally would have paid. That night that I was live streaming when I bought those mango Ritas. Usually those things are $3 each, right? They charged me $4 each. But you know what? I was like, you know what? I don't feel like driving around, so I'm just gonna pay it. So I gave this guy $8 for 2. And normally it would have been $3, so I would have saved $2. But I mean, it was a difference of $2, so I didn't really bother with it because I was like, okay, they're probably overcharging because they try to make their money. So I was like, okay, whatever. But yeah, the thing about it is, I think prices in general are about to rise in general for certain things. I don't know what, but I think anybody listening to the sound of my voice, I'm not saying that you need to hoard anything, but I think if you want to get cleaning products and you want to get paper towel, you should do it now, because after people see this shit with Trump, they're going to be scared. And they're going to go out and they're going to start hoarding products.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, too. I got to start hitting them up for toilet paper. I mean, I've got toilet paper in the house, but I need more because we barely made it through the last one. I mean, we were trying to grab them. I was calling people up at the convenience store. Like, do you have any toilet paper? And they, you know, the guy knew me, and he's like, I'll stick a couple rolls back, and having to buy that. It's like undercover mission. I remember watching one of your videos. And you're going out there into, was it Costco or something? You had to pick up this big
BJ's.
Dude, BJ's. That I forget how much you paid for toilet paper. It was $26 or something. It was crazy.
I'll tell you like this. I went the first place I went out that morning. The first place I went to was a regular grocery store for the most part called Cherry Valley. And they had a gigantic toilet paper thing. I think they had like damn near 42 rolls in there or something. And I think they wanted a fair price for it. I think it was like $26 or $27, right? But I asked my friend. And I asked her. I was like, "Yo, do you want me to get you some too?" And she was like, "Oh, well, I only use Charmin's." So I went to a different store that had Charmin's and I bought it for her, but they wanted like $36 for like a pack that they were basically triple charging on it. Like it would, never been that expensive, and they were triple charging on it, right? And I asked her, I was like, do you really want me to buy this? And she was like, yeah, I want it. So I bought it. Yeah, they both paid me back. I went to BJ's. When I went to BJ's, they had like the 36 packs. Once I got into BJ's, because I made the video at BJ's, right? I got up to that toilet paper aisle, and there was a couple of things up there, and you can watch the video, but yo, the toilet paper, they had put out a pallet of toilet paper, and that shit sold out almost instantaneously.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, it was just wild, man. It was wild seeing that happen. And
I've noticed lumber has doubled out here. Like you said, certain products have their prices have increased dramatically. I mean, lumber, my mom got a little deck around above ground pool for, her granddaughter. And I remember that the guy, she told me that the contractor gave her a bid, and he goes, you're lucky because I'm taking a loss on this. And he goes, the prices have increased on lumber. And I'm like, are you sure he's being serious? And they doubled? And she goes, well, I went down and I checked, and she goes, he wasn't lying. And he goes, he is losing money because he has other jobs. So he gave me a bid, and we already did a contract, so he has to do it. She goes, but I'm going to give him a little bit more money because he's getting screwed on the lumber. He goes, the price has changed overnight. Lumber. That's how high the lumber went. And I'm like, I couldn't really figure it out because now remember, Louisiana, we just had those tropical storms. A hurricane. They had a hurricane. We had a tropical storm. They had two. And I go, is it because of the hurricane? Maybe the lumber is high demand or something right now. And she's like, I don't know. He didn't even know. She goes, tell the lumber company didn't even know. She's like, that's just what they're paying. They get the stuff shipped in, and they have to pass on the cost. That's how crazy it is with the lumber. So I got a roof recently, and the guy goes, you're lucky you just got that roof because we had a hailstorm out here where I live. And the insurance company paid it. All I had to pay was the deductible. And he goes, "Whoa, you're lucky that you got that roof." He goes, "You just caught the tail. You almost caught the tail end of it." And I go, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "The price has just increased about 30%." Because we got an email to us this morning from West End Lumber, our material person that we get our materials from. And I go, 30%. I just looked at my wife and I was like, "Thank God we got that roof," because we were already starting to have leaks.
Yeah. No, well, you know what's crazy? The cleaning supplies are damn near exactly like the stock market. Either you buy low and sell high, or you buy low and hold. If you don't get your shit now, it's gonna cost you so much later until it damn near won't be worth it. You gotta get like I don't go crazy with it. Like, I get the basics. I get bleach, pine salt, Tilex, and Dutch cleanser. And with just those couple of things, I can clean just about anything in my house. But these people, what they do is they buy up all the wipes, they buy up all of the pine salt, they buy up all the bleach. Now, bleach alone, bleach with water is a really good cleaner. So you don't necessarily have to use just the bleach. You can always mix it with water and you can make a nice solvent. But, my thing is, I don't go crazy buying that stuff. But the thing about it is, I'm smart enough to know when there's about to be a run on the fucking cleaning products, you know?
Oh, they're going to panic. I mean, these restaurants and storefronts, people are they're going to lock themselves up in the house. I think by winter, definitely we're gonna have another lockdown. We're definitely gonna.
You know what? But you know what? I hope we do, because to tell you the truth, especially the thing about it is people don't take this shit seriously until somebody they know gets fucked up by this thing, right? Now that they see Trump on television and him and his wife got it, and with 30 days from the election, oh yeah, the fear index is going up. Oh, yeah.
I wonder what the stock market's going to do.
Stock market's about to fucking crash. If it doesn't do it today, because you got to remember, the stock market opens in about an hour, right? If the stock market, first of all, the Dow futures are already down, so the stock market's going down no matter what. Monday, we might have another Black Monday come Monday. We might have another crash come Monday. And that's not out of the realm of possibility, because now, first of all, the market does not like uncertainty. And now that you see Trump himself has it, Oh, that's injected so much uncertainty into this whole situation that you can't even imagine.
I know.
So,
I wonder if he's trying to keep that shit quiet too.
oh no, there's not. You can't because because of continuity of government, they have to tell us. So there's certain things that they're forced to tell us by law. The market's gonna crash. It's gonna crash. Now I see it's gonna crash. We're about to lose, but we're about to lose some money. Now, some people is gonna look at that and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, this is a good buying opportunity," because I'm already looking at certain stocks that I want to buy. But no, the market's gonna crash. It's gonna crash. After this shit, yeah, it's gonna crash.
It's like chess playing with marijuana stocks and everything. You're trying to figure out which way to go, and then with this COVID, it's impossible because you think it's like with airlines, it's got to go back. When COVID first hit, I'm like, okay, this is just going to be a huge speed bump, and then everything's going to go back up. We're going to make some money off these stocks, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And you're like, which way, how to invest? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, you know what? My city here in New York, they extended the moratoriums on mortgages. They extended the moratoriums, I think, on rent, right? So if we have to do another lockdown, I want them to have to do it because it'll be safer for these school children. But, because the thing about it is now a lot of parents aren't going to let their kids go to school because they're scared. And that they're going to be twice as scared seeing Trump got it. Because if Trump can get it, anybody can get it. Because he's supposed to have top-notch medicine. But a lot of people are going to be afraid.
If he dies from this stuff with this top-notch medicine, people are going to go in. I mean, they're already going to go into a panic. But they are really going to go into a panic. And I think they need to shut it down and then give.
You know what, bro?
They got to give families $1,200, $1,600 a month so they can stay put at home so they don't spread this shit. And he doesn't want to do it, or they don't want to get together. These families need what, $1,200, $1,600, $2,000 a month, whatever, and let everybody stay home. Wait 6 months, we can get rid of this shit. But they don't want to get together and make a deal where they can send money out to these people instead of these big corporations, right?
Yep.
Who cares about the corporations? What the hell? The people matter more.
Exactly. That's what I just said.
No, but you know what? You got to understand something. See, if you don't think like them because you don't have their money. The people can be replaced. That's how they think. As far as they're concerned, you're just a number, and you got to understand when this thing first started, they came into the White House, the CIA, the NSA, and they told the president. They showed him a photo and said, "Yeah, this is how many people are most likely going to die." And there's an acceptable number of how many people can die, and there's an unacceptable number of how many people can die. And they're constantly balancing the scales. You're nothing more than a number to them. Nothing more. So it's not about protecting the people. The problem is they're worried about the future. They're not worried about what's going on right now. They're focused more on how a thing's going to be like years from now,
At this point, there is going to be no future.
Oh, there's going to be a future. Listen, everybody's not going to die from this. The problem is how many people are.
Exactly.
And that's the scary thing about it. So we're in a situation now where at this point, within the next 30 days, you have no idea what can happen. Anything can happen.
It's like a nightmare that just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. I mean, it's 2020. I mean, with the tropical storms coming, I think I posted it on Discord. And you hit me back with a smile. I said, it's coming this way. I said, 2020 is just freaking nightmare or something. I said, you just sent me a smiley face. And I was like, damn, he's right. This is a cluster. I mean, it's just nonstop. They did. John sent me a freaking smiley face back, and I was like, damn it, he's right. Like, this is a freaking nightmare. It's just constant.
No, he's right, my boy.
I know. It just don't end. I mean, you're just wanting it to end, and you just...
I just want this shit to end. Fuck. Shit.
Until they put people in place and then start giving the people money per month and say, don't go anywhere. We're going to give you $1,600 a month. I don't know where I'm getting this number from. I think somebody said that number, but I'm just saying $2,000, whatever, per month to like stay put. Don't go anywhere. And unless you have to go out and get food or whatever, people are going to, those companies are going to get the money anyways, because if we have the money, that $1,600, you have the money, John has extra money each month. What are you going to do? I'm buying the next video game. I'm buying this and that. The corporations
I'm buying the next video game.
It's going to hit the economy. And I don't think they get that. They're like, nah, screw those people. Listen to the corporations. What are the corporations going to do? Buy back their stocks, hold on to the money? They're not going to spend any money. They're going to fire everybody. We're going to keep everybody working. Don't worry. Wait 3 months, fire all of them. That's what they do. And they fire all. We don't have
the thing you got to understand about these stock buybacks, and it took me a while to understand it. I didn't understand it until I saw what happened with Apple. When you buy back your stock, it makes it so nobody else can sell off your stock, and there's no more short sales on your stock, so your stock becomes more stable, and it continues to grow. They could have never pulled that off if it hadn't been for Trump's tax plan and for his corporate cuts that he made, right? The problem is, yeah, what you've done is you've made a couple of companies extremely rich. Meanwhile, the whole rest of the economy isn't getting that money. And they're not feeling the effects of that money. You've made a handful of companies into trillion-dollar corporations. Congratulations. The problem is the rest of us are fucked.
Exactly. When they sent that first...
Thank you. Fuck, man. The only companies I see rich is Apple, Google, Amazon, and fucking, I forgot the last one was. And all the rest to me just seem really low.
I know all the tech companies are killing it right now because everybody's at home.
No, you have to understand, more than 85% of all stock value is basically sandwiched in just the companies that you see on the Dow Jones. The problem is, that's the problem. Whenever you're buying and selling any other stock, you're only looking at less than 20% of all stock value. So within a handful of companies, they control more than 80% of all stock value.
Damn. This is crazy.
Yes, it is. It's insane. I've never seen anything like this shit.
So, John,
yes.
Are you losing money?
Well, let me look at my portfolio right now. Look.
Look, are you losing money, John?
See, the thing about it is, because of the fact, let's see, I lost $105 so far this morning.
What the fuck, bro?
Let me tell you something. After you see yourself lose a couple of thousand, or gain a couple of thousand, or lose a couple of hundred, you stop looking. What?
I go into panic mode.
No. Listen, right now, my portfolio is worth, what is this? $707,087. And I'm only losing $105 right now. I mean, I'd say that's pretty good.
Oh, okay, good.
Now, when the market opens, chances are I'm going to lose probably about $300 or $400 today. And if not today, probably Monday. But I'm not worried about it right now because, it's not... I would have to lose more than $500,000 before I'd be fucked. But I'm not worried about that.
I wonder you lose it, though, if you know what you're doing, though.
Oh no, I'm doing pretty good. I mean, if I'm at $700,000, it's like if I keep going, I can maybe make it to $1 million one day.
What causes your stock to drop?
Shit like this, when people pull out of the market because they see Trump is fucked up and they don't know what's gonna happen next.
I'm afraid to buy anything at this point. I don't know what to do. I'm holding on to my money like crazy. I'm not spending a damn dime.
Amazon, people are going to need products like, toilet paper, this, that. You can invest in the companies because everything's going to be locked down, and people are going to, those companies like Clorox and whoever, I think they're not going to have Clorox wipes till next year. Clorox said their stock went down, but these other companies that sell products that people need that are going to be on lockdown, that's who you want to invest in because it's going to go up. And then even if you did invest in that and it goes down, John's stocks are going to go back up after this. This can't go on forever. I mean, it's going to get a lot of people, but eventually his stocks are going to go through the roof, and he's going to be sitting pretty. It can't go on. This stuff can't go on forever.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know that.
No, I mean, it's got to go. It's going to kill a certain amount of people, which is sad to say, but then a lot of the young generation will be just fine.
Because this never ends well. None of this stuff.
I wonder if he's going to do another debate and if he's going to have a mask on while he's doing the debate. I know they're not going to be in the
You can't even see his face. What the fuck?
He said he was never going to wear a mask. I want to see his ass with a mask on.
I want to see fucking Trump with his mask on. He better shut the fuck up and put that shit the fuck on before he gets himself killed.
Oh, I want to see him with a mask on.
I want to see that shit, but John's not going to show us it.
John's going to be doing a play-by-play. I'll be sitting there.
I want John to fucking do it, bro, now. And this dumbass, stupid motherfucker, he needs real education to his dumbass, stupid face of his. I can't stand looking at that dumb shit.
He's hard-headed. He
is hard-headed. And I know John hears me, too.
Everybody told him, wear that mask, wear that mask. Oh, I ain't worried about that.
Oh, yeah, did y'all get butthurt? I called Trump a bitch, so fuck him. No. I hope he dies from it, so I don't care.
Well, you know what? Me personally, as easy as that is to say, I don't hope he dies from it. I just hope it destroys the fact that he's president and then somebody else, a better leader, becomes president. He doesn't have to die from it in order for me to win.
People respect it more now, and they're not going to be passing it on everywhere. And they're not going to. I mean, they're going to take it more seriously. I mean, there's been. I mean, this. A lot of these young people, especially these old white people, I'll sit there and me and my wife see them walk into the store, no mask on, through it. And I know they're listening to Trump and they're thinking it's fake and they're just walking in the stores. And I told my wife, I go, you know what? Never going to get through this shit because he's bad.
He's endangering our lives by setting a horrible example. So I was watching in Pennsylvania that a bunch of these people got together in order to watch the debate, right? Most of these people had no mask on and weren't social distancing because they laugh at it and they say it's stupid and they say you're a sheep and this, that, and other. Well, guess what? When you fucking die, then you'll understand what we've been trying to tell you. You know, it's a shame. It's a shame that it has to be that way. But the problem is they've made it so that it has to be that way.
Oh, I understand. What the fuck? It is this way. It's going to stay like that.
No one's going to be traveling right now. They're going to be scared. And they're not going to take that trip. I've noticed around Houston, I mean, the traffic's starting to get like it used to be. I mean, everybody's starting to go back. I wonder what's going to happen now. Definitely during the winter. These people are going to have the flu or the sniffles and think they got COVID. They gotta shut it down again.
You know what?
We don't know what's gonna happen, but it may have to happen. It just may, whatever it is, it's just gonna have to happen.
Yeah.
I think people in California don't give a shit about those rules. Shit.
Yeah, the Dow's dropping already. I'm watching Fox News. They're like, yeah, the Dow futures down, down, down. It's down 375 points.
I think Monday's
all
going
the
to be.
big companies are dropping, John, or what?
Oh, what'd you say?
Let me guess. All the big companies are dropping again.
Well, when they're talking about the futures, they're talking about the futures of all of the Dow stocks, right? So they're talking about when the market opens, what's it going to look like? When the Dow futures go up, that's a good thing. When the Dow futures go down, that's a bad thing. Ultimately, a lot of people, when they panic, they stop buying and they start selling and they start pulling out of certain companies because they're trying to cash out before the next person cashes out. So the way it looks, again, I'm just saying it like this: the market looks like it's about to crash. If it's not today, it'll be Monday, but it's gonna be hurting real bad. I think the market is fucked up until election day. After elections, once we know who the president will be, that's when the market can start building again, but it's not going to do it now.
You know what
John.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So when Biden becomes president, what are we gonna do?
Well, the first thing you're going to do if Biden becomes president is he's going to make some changes. I'm not sure what he's going to do, but he's definitely going to make some changes towards the pandemic response. Whatever Biden does, I'll say it like this. Biden will play by the book. Whatever the normal response protocols that the government would have are, that's what Biden will do. Trump thinks that he can outthink the shit because he thinks he's so fucking smart, but I think obviously he's been proven now that he's not so goddamn smart. So at least with Biden, there's a certainty that you pretty much know what the government's going to do. So if by saying that, what I'm saying is the same procedures that Obama followed for Ebola, the same procedures he followed for H1N1, that's what Biden will do.
Thank you.
Because Biden's not going. If Biden's president, he is not going to go outside the box. He is going to stick to the book.
It's like America having a broken arm and going to the doctor. Okay, Trump don't want to listen to the doctor's advice. He's like, "Don't move your arm around." He's like, "Screw this, take that shit out of the sling." He starts throwing baseballs, and they're like, "No, don't do that. You're going to break your arm again." He won't listen to these scientists. These scientists don't do this, don't do that. You got to tell them this, you got to tell them that. He don't want to listen and don't want to explain to us what we need to do. And then when they do, he dismisses it
because he thinks he knows everything.
He doesn't, John.
Yes.
I feel like trolling Trump, but I don't want to right now. You think I should?
Listen, you have free speech as an American. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, but I don't want to get anybody offended though.
Well, listen, me personally, I like anybody who's offended by shit I say, they can find someplace else to be. It's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry.
you say whatever you want. You want to say Cox and hell.
Good morning, yo.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm going into a public space and talking shit. I'm in a private space. Anybody who's got a problem with me in my private space, I don't give a fuck. That's just what it is.
100.
Exactly. That's why I'm subscribed to this channel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna bite my tongue to make somebody else comfortable. Fuck that.
Fuck that. No, thank you. Fuck, don't do that shit. Wait, John, what do you mean by bite your tongue?
I mean by not say what I want to say.
Oh, fuck that shit. No, don't say what the fuck. Don't say what they want you to say. The fuck.
Yeah, free speech is the free market. It's like some people aren't going to like it. Some people are going to like it. They're going to buy into what you say. Bottom line is, I'm not changing.
But most of these people don't like the free market, though.
To hell with them. Fuck them. If they don't like the free market, they're going to deal with it anyway. To hell with them.
My shit,
I don't care.
Bro. You don't care?
Hey, Big Trump.
John.
Yes.
I wouldn't even say that because people get so fucking butthurt in this bitch ass.
No, first of all, there's a lot of people who were trolling my channel for a while, and I just started just banning them because I was like, and the smart ones who don't want to lose their speaking privileges on my channel and posting privileges, they keep their mouth shut because they know I'm not fucking around. So when somebody is trying to troll me, I'm not playing that game. You're getting banned. It's just that simple. You know,
yeah.
Yes.
What about me?
No, I'm just. What about you? I'm as long as nobody's trolling me, I don't have a problem. But if somebody decides, yeah, you're not a troll. I'm just saying, if somebody decides that they're gonna start trolling me, especially over Trump, it's like I'm not having it.
No, but when some people post on your channel, it offends me though, and I get really offensive back to that person. I don't want to cause attention to myself. That's why I just don't say that much.
No, well, no. It's like there's a couple of people who come here because they and who've told me, oh yeah, I shouldn't talk about politics. It's like I'll talk about what the fuck I want.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like who are you? Who are you? Yeah, it's
what
like
do you think you're investing in weed stocks.
Investing in weed stocks. Here's the problem. If you invest in weed stocks right now, yeah, you can get them really, really cheap, and you can get a lot of them for a little bit of money, right? The problem is weed stocks aren't going anywhere until we have a president who's pro-marijuana legislation. So if you're buying them now, you're getting in cheap, and you're getting in on the low. But until a president passes the marijuana pro legislation, they're not going nowhere.
So basically, we wait.
If you have extra money that you can risk, look at the top marijuana companies, and you can decide which ones you want to buy into. But the thing about it is that money is not going nowhere until marijuana is legalized. It's just not going anywhere, right? You got to understand. Right now, this market is depressed. It's not going anywhere right now. Like, it was like when this first started, and I saw the collapses in the market. I saw the collapses in automotives, cruise lines, airlines, energy. I said, okay, buy in. The problem is we had no idea how long this was going to last.
John.
Yes.
Are these companies safe?
No, nobody's safe. No, that's the whole point. Nobody's safe.
Wait, I mean, are they safe? Because I don't want my favorite companies to go in the dust. Like,
listen, this is the reason why they call it. This is the reason why they call it an investment. You have no idea. Nobody is safe at this point. Nobody is safe. No company is safe. It's called an investment because there's like a 50-50 chance of you losing your money or gaining money. So the problem is you're basically supposed to invest with money you don't need, because if you put it in the market, chances are you may make a lot of money off of it, but also chances are you could lose it.
I like that shit. I would like the sound of that, John.
And by the way, when I say nothing is safe, even all of these people are trying to get people to buy gold. Gold went up to like $2,000, but gold dropped back down like $150 or something. Gold's below $1,800. I think it's like $1,800 or $1,900. So anything can go up, anything can go down. It all depends where the people feel safe putting their money.
Everything is losing its value at this point.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes.
Oh fuck no.
I think Tesla's doing okay, as in rallies, but the problem is Tesla stock. After that split, they're still not... Well, I mean, Tesla's doing okay after the split. They're probably doing better than Apple is after that split happened. But people ran the stock price up before they sold off. So that means a lot of people bought in at a high. You know?
Yes, I do.
You were right about stagflation when it comes to customers. But what do you think about like products and stuff, John? Do you think the our products are going to keep going up, but we're going to have inflation there? And I know we're going to have stagflation with like my customers and me, because if I'm not getting that work, I'm going to clamp down and not want to spend money. But what do you think about these other products, though?
Understand the problem with most of your products is they're coming from China. When we had the shutdown before, that caused big problems in the government because shipping from China was stopped until they could bring it back and until they could guarantee it. So the issue ultimately is products in the short term are definitely going to go up.
Okay.
So John, they're not going to go back down anytime soon, or they're going to stay up forever?
Huh?
Oh, the product's going to skate up forever or go back down to regular price when this is over?
Are prices going to stay up? Prices are going to go up, man. Prices are already going up due to inflation. They're going to go up.
Fuck. No, John, I understand, but my mom doesn't get that much money. My mom's still getting a same amount, and if prices are going to go up, how the hell? I don't know at this point.
How is she going to get by? How's everybody?
Don't tell me food's going to go up, John.
Everything's going to go up. Food gets shipped by trucks. Trucks use gas. Gas goes up. Truck shipping goes up. Food goes up.
Meanwhile,
no, I can't do that. You see what I'm talking about? That right there, that's going to fucking break me to death.
But nobody else is getting a pay raise, like the truck driver, me, you, your mom. Money.
This is the stock that you want to invest.
That's the only.
Yo, what's going on?
Would you like QVC, HS, and invest?
No, that's what you. There's a chain reaction. Whenever we have a problem like this, there's a chain reaction that occurs. Like stocks in general are going down right now.
Yo, what's going on? What's this call about?
Trump's got coronavirus, and he may be on his way out.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
This is fucking sad.
It's over.
You know what? It's just sad because this is really sad.
You know, it will be so fucked up if that shit is really, really aggressive. Like, and if it like, and it's like no matter what kind of medicine they give him, that shit just keeps fighting back and keeps tearing him up from the inside out. That would be really fucked up.
That scares me, God.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the strains we have now are not as strong as what we had, like when New York was getting hit.
It hits different people differently. There's some people who are getting that shit younger than me, thinner than me, lighter than me, better health than me, and they got killed. So the thing about it is it hits everybody differently. I believe,
right.
Me personally, I haven't been tested yet, but I'm fairly certain that I've experienced it. I'm fairly certain I got through it.
Oh yeah, same here. I think I have.
Yes.
Excuse me? Okay. My question is, are we going to survive from it if we get it? Some of us. I'm healthy, but I don't really know if I get it. Am I going to survive it or not?
First of all, there's been 1 million deaths, but that's 1 million deaths out of like 7.5 billion people. So listen, not everybody's not going to die from it. The people who are going to die are the people who already have compromised immune systems. But
yeah,
the problem is over time viruses do mutate, and you have no idea if they're going to get stronger or weaker. You just don't know.
Oh yeah, John, what are compromised immune systems?
Compromised immune systems might include people who have HIV, AIDS, or old people, or possibly even infants. People who don't have well-developed immune systems are most likely to get it.
I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that. Okay. I know I'm trying my best not to get it because that's why I'm fucking scared to go everywhere. Like me, when I got my fucking money, I didn't go any fucking where. I went to this one Apple store in Los Angeles and it was fucking packed. I just couldn't go. I was too scared. Including, I went to Target. It was packed. I didn't want to go. I was just really, really scared at this point. I seen a bunch of fucking cars in that parking. I said, oh, nope. Mom, take me the fuck home. That's exactly why. I just got me something to eat. I came right back home.
If you're a regular healthy person, you're probably fine. Like one thing they don't show,
unlike certain people.
One thing they don't show is the survival rate on all these news websites or channels. Like it's pretty good. What is it, like 3% or under that die?
3% is a fucking lot out of this whole world.
No, but see, first of all, no. There's a reason why they can't always. First of all, there's a reason why they shouldn't be showing the percent. See, they like to talk about how many people recovered, but the problem is you have no idea what your denominator is. See, the problem is it's just like I said, okay, there's been over 1 million deaths, but there's 7.7 billion people in the world. I'm using 7.7 billion as my denominator, but all 7.7 billion don't have it. They have a denominator problem. They have no idea how many people in total have it. So if you don't know how many people have it, you can't just as easily say, oh, well, this is the percentage of people who survived out of people who had it, because you don't know how many people had it. So what they're doing is they're counting people who go into the hospital, get diagnosed with it, and survive. That's what they're counting.
That's even better, though, because there's so many people who haven't been tested that did get it, that did survive. So if you include those, I think it'll be even lower.
Well, listen, if we assume that everybody had it, then you could say that 7.7 billion have it and only 1 million have died. That makes your numbers look pretty good. The problem is we don't know who's got it, and we have no idea who can get it. And out of the people who can get it, we have no idea how many people are going to die from it. That's the problem. There's a denominator issue.
Right.
You know, so my thing is, at this point, all you can do is count the dead bodies. That's all you can do.
Shit.
It's just like with what was it? Fentanyl. We had 70,000 people die one year, and then like the next year was 60,000, and there's still people dying from fentanyl right now, but we don't know the total number of people who use fentanyl.
John.
Yes.
So money at this point is getting useless.
No, money is... Listen, you ain't got no other way to trade. You need money.
So, no, I hope they keep giving us money then because they stop.
That's the worst thing they can do. That's the. Let me tell you something. They're trying to give you money because they know that that'll keep you pacified. But if they keep writing these stimulus bills, they're eventually. I mean, the national debt will be to the point where, first of all, it'll be unpayable, but then it'll start causing inflation. Because here's the thing: you may not worry about the national debt, but if they give everybody, like if right now they come to your block and give everybody $1,000 right now. All the prices of the goods in your neighborhood are going to increase to the point that they're going to charge more for everything. That's called inflation.
I don't like that shit.
Well, no, you shouldn't like it. And the government itself, when they're giving out this money, they're giving it out from the taxpayers. The rich people aren't getting hurt by this, but the regular people are.
Well, the rich people need to be hurt by it.
It's like a hidden tax, is what it is. You don't see it, but the more they print, you're just
inflation is the worst hidden tax. You feel it when you have to pay rent, and you have to buy a house. That's when you feel it because now everything costs so much that the only things you can afford are the cheapest things. Like you can afford cheap food that's garbage, that's not good for you. You can afford cheap Chinese-made products that aren't good, that break. The problem is inflation is the unseen tax.
John,
yes.
Let me ask you a question. I want to know where my Samsung or my Apple be okay.
Wait, your phones?
No, I want to know where my favorite two companies be okay during this time.
No.
All my favorite phones?
No, they're not going to be okay. They've got money accumulated, but you got to remember, if they put out products and suddenly nobody can afford to buy them or people are afraid to buy them because they want to hold on to that money for something else, then that means that each quarter they're going to lose money.
I don't like that.
Now listen, those companies have enough money amassed where they don't have to worry about weathering this storm. They don't have to worry about it.
They're going to lose money, though.
Yeah, they'll lose some money, but hey, guess what? We're all losing money.
Everyone is.
Yeah, I mean, the fucking airlines can't fly.
When will they be able to fly?
I don't know. Listen, it'll be able to fly after this is over. And we don't know when this is over. The airlines aren't moving because tourism is closed down.
What really scares me the most is with Trump getting COVID now and Melania, like I said earlier, everything now, everybody's going to be in panic mode. And these big corporations, they're going to be hurting even more because people aren't going to buy.
People are going to buy and take their money out the damn market. Fuck.
They're going to do that, and then they're not going to make that trip. They're not going to put that restaurant.
John.
Yeah.
These big companies can afford to lose a lot of money. These small ones can't.
Mom and pops can.
No, listen, the mom and pop stores are basically, when I say the word stagflation, most people don't understand what that means, but yeah, it means you're in trouble.
John.
Yeah.
You can give me the definition of stagflation.
Stagflation is a situation when you have high inflation, you have high underemployment, you have high underemployment, and you also have poorly targeted government programs to try to remedy it. So what it does is it causes a prolonged period of inflation, and it causes a prolonged period of shrinking of the dollar value. What?
So I call it stagflation. There's a lot of stagflation in Los Angeles then.
Well, Los Angeles has different problems. You know, California, I mean, as a state, they have different problems. Their problem is that they tried to operate an open border and a welfare state for too long. They allowed taxes to get too high. A lot of the middle class left, and it caused a widening gap between the very rich and the very poor. So California's problems are slightly different.
Yes, they are. So, John, you don't think it's a good time for me to leave Los Angeles? Because I've been telling my mom to take me out of California ever since this happened.
Well, listen, not everybody can leave right away. Not everybody can afford to leave. So it's like if you can afford to leave, you can afford to leave. But if you can't, then you're staying.
Fuck, man, I don't want to be in this death trap cult.
I mean, you know, I'll tell you, I've been really blessed by God. I'm in New York. I bought a house before any of this shit set in, and I've been fortunate that I don't have to worry about money coming in right now, because see, that the worst thing you can have to worry about is whether or not you're getting paid while there's a pandemic. And there's a lot of people out there who are that right now they're not making money while this thing is happening. You've probably noticed there's a lot more YouTubers now. There's a lot of pilots who are YouTubers. I've seen mob bosses and shit who are trying YouTube out, and they're trying to make money on YouTube. And a lot of people are trying to make money remotely right now. I've been very fortunate, and again, it's a blessing that I haven't been negatively affected by this pandemic. I mean, granted, I've been negatively affected in that it's cost me opportunities, but a lot of people in a lot worse shape than I am, and I thank God for the fact that and I say it every day. It's like, I am so thankful that my situation is what it is right now, considering everybody's about to seriously get fucked up right now. You know, I'm gonna hurt too, but hopefully just not as much.
Here's me. 2 days ago, I got a paper for what is that called, when the eviction, and I had to sign. My mom had to sign that shit. If I didn't, I would have got kicked out. I'm like, what the fuck is this, Mom? My mom said this is a paper for evictions, something like that. I didn't read the whole thing because, first of all,
you got an eviction notice?
Yeah, I did.
Well, bottom line is this: the courts are closed right now, and I don't believe that you can get evicted. But the bottom line is, it's like, yeah, if you're not making regular rent payments, then yeah, you are in danger of being evicted.
Yeah, no, my mom was making rent payments, but after that, my mom don't have any money to do anything else. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, if they gave her an eviction notice, if that was the case, I'd stop paying the rent and I'd start holding on to my money and getting ready to move.
Thank you. Fuck.
I don't think they can evict her right now.
No, they can't. They can't. Here in New York, there are people who haven't paid their landlords in in months, and probably since this started. So my thing is, like, I saw this video where a guy who is a landlord, the woman who left his place, she tore the place apart. I can post it, and the guy got angry and he wanted to kill this woman. And the thing about it is, there's going to be a hell of a lot of situations like that. And I also want you to think about something. If they go into these people's houses and they try to forcefully evict them, there's going to be a hell of a lot of murders happening. There's going to be a lot of shootings. And I'm not just talking about landlords. I'm talking about tenants, cops, landlords. The cops go into some of these places thinking that they can just pull these people out of these houses. These people shoot back now.
Yo, isn't there a moratorium on that?
There's a moratorium on it here, but I don't know about a lot of other places. A lot of other places...
No, like the whole country. Didn't Trump extend it till December?
Well, listen, you can extend your moratorium, but you also got to remember, the landlord owes money for his property. So he could be put... Like, I remember there was a story where landlords were demanding sex from some of their clients. They were trying to fuck some of their tenants. And yeah, because the landlords were like, yeah. In fact, I'm gonna post this video. You can watch it in your time. It's this video is this guy, a tenant destroyed his property on the way out. I'm trying. Let me just see where I posted. I may have to post it in the Discord server. But yeah. But let me tell you something. It's gonna get crazy, man. Like when I say that there's a civil war coming, nah, I'm saying that shit. Like it's gonna get crazy.
I had a customer.
That's right.
One of my customers asked me the other day. He goes, "Do you have any guns?" I go, blue, out of the blue, and I'm like, nothing like a AR-15 or anything. Why? And he goes, "You better start loading up in ammo."
God.
Yes.
Because you're gonna need
homeless people where you live?
business.
What?
Are there any homeless people where you live?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of homeless people, but see the difference between here and California is warm. It's easy to camp out on the street and not die. Here in New York City, Sometimes we have freezing rain that'll kill you, and if you're out on the street, laying down on the street, between the cold air and the water, like it rained this morning. If you're exposed to the elements here, you're gonna eventually sicken and you're gonna die. Now, what homeless people here do is they go into the subways and they camp out in the subways, because in the subways, if enough of them clump up together, it's warm. But in California, those people stay right out on the street.
Yeah, but California is cold in the winter, though. It is very cold in the winter.
Yeah, it gets very cold in the winter, but it doesn't get cold all the way through California. There's certain places where homeless people can survive.
That's true.
See, my thing is, again, the government has basically failed. What they should do, if it was me, I would take all these homeless people to a single state, and I'd create a single homeless state. And then what we'd do is we'd build like housing there, and we'd also build factories and stuff to try to get them to make some money. And they might even be able to work their way out of the state. But I wouldn't let them stay in the cities. I'd take them all to like a single state or two.
Man, they can't even afford to live in the cities. That's what I would do too.
Well, if the government subsidized like buildings or something, and it doesn't even have to be very expensive, but if they subsidized living units for homeless people, and they did it in a certain place that was far off that nobody lived, let's say if they picked the deserts of fucking Nevada and they make that a homeless state, they could ship all these people there. They could maybe put some factories or something there, and they could do cheap work. Maybe it's recycling or something. And they could have a plan. The problem is the government has no plan for them. That's the problem.
It's like America's China.
Well, yeah, basically, yeah.
Actually, yeah, they want products and everything made here. That's actually a good idea, John.
Exactly. I'd have homeless people making hand sanitizer or some shit. Or I'd have them making sanitizers, and we'd ship that shit all over the world. And they'd get paid for it, or they'd get paid some very small wage, but their payment really is that they get to live in the living units. So they get living units, and they get food, and that'll be their payment, and we'll use them, and we'll ship products all over the planet, and we'll make money off of it, and that'll help subsidize them. But right now, and my plan sounds crazy, but right now the government has no plan at all. And that's the reason why you're seeing the level of homelessness you see.
Wait, John.
Yes.
My question to you is, why do people become homeless?
A lot of people are homeless due to mental illness, and a lot of people are homelessness. They're due to some people have bad luck, but a lot of the homelessness is due to mental illness.
And addiction.
Yeah, because you got to understand, America has enough welfare right now where if you're willing to work and you can work, chances are you can avoid homelessness, even if you have to live on the very low end. Even if you have to rent out a room for $500 a month and you have to be a prostitute and suck dick in order to pay that rent. The simple fact is, America has a lot of money floating around, and there's always some type of job to do. The thing about it is, mental illness is what causes a lot of people to end up homeless because they can't work. You know, like for instance, women know, especially young women, they know that their chances of being homeless are low because at the very least they can enter the sex trade. They know that there's something they can do. If they have to be pole dancers or strippers or something, they know they can make some money somewhere. Yes.
No, because I heard if you don't go to college, nobody's going to want to give you a job. That's why. Well,
listen, going to college is just one way of investing in your education in order to make it so that you can make money later on. A lot of the richest people in the world have not gone to college because the other problem with college is that college costs so much money and it leaves you in so much debt. If you're making money but you're debt-free, you're in a better stance than somebody who's in college. Now, the problem is there's usually a limit to the amount of money that you can make not being in college. But if I was a really good-looking woman and I was stripping, or if I was dating a sugar daddy or something, chances are my opportunities are a lot better than somebody who's going to college. You know, chances are. Now, if you're a guy and you can work, you know, if you can physically do work, you always are going to have opportunity. You know, because somewhere there's people building something and they need somebody to work. But ultimately, mentally ill people or drug-addicted mentally ill people, those are the people who are in the most danger of being homeless.
Man, this is why I want to avoid that. But I'm not even allowed to work right now. So basically, what should I do right there, John? This is basically my last year of high school, and this is disgusting at this point.
Yeah. Oh, well. Yeah, but that's basically my thing. So that's what we're waking up with. The news is gonna be on this all weekend long. So granted, like Trump was claiming that he didn't want to do any remote debating against Biden. Yeah, good luck being able to do an in-person debate now, because Biden's gonna say, "Yeah, I'm not gonna debate Trump. He's got the coronavirus."
But Robert Trump tried to force us to, like a little bitch he is.
Huh?
Why couldn't us that bitch ass nigga force us like he did on the dumbass Trump rallies? The fuck?
Yeah, listen, we just don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen. But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you, we got 30 days. What is it? 32 days left. Anything can happen. And I guess this is more proof that anything can happen.
Yes, it is. And everything's so uncertain now. I'm fucking scared now. Trump better not bring that fucking coronavirus around anywhere else. He's one that started this shit. He's gonna end it. At least I hope that bitch ass nigga does.
I don't know. I mean, he better hope that this shit doesn't just flat out kill him.
You know what, John? Let me rephrase that. Excuse me. First of all, he's not Superman. Nobody's immune to that shit. That doesn't matter if you're healthy or not. Damn it.
But see, the problem is the effects of it are different in different people. The effects, see, that's the thing. The effects are so wildly different between different people that you have no idea where this is going.
No, you don't. But John.
Yes.
I'm healthy, so if I get it, it's not going to kill me. It's just I'm going to get very sick. Because first of all, with me, it's going to be different because I'm one of the healthiest people on this planet right now. Even my doctor said that. I didn't even have to even go. The only thing I do is not worry too much. And that's what caused me to get high blood pressure.
Yeah, well, worrying's not good policy, but the bottom line is you have plenty of reasons to be worried right now.
Yes, I'm worried.
Like it's not like you don't have to worry at all. Right now, you've got plenty of reasons that you could logically be worried. Everybody's anxiety is going up right now.
What happens if Trump somehow makes it through COVID and Biden dies?
Listen, if Trump makes it through COVID and Biden dies,
or would they? No, what I'm saying is, would they still have the election though? If Biden all gets real sick, if they postpone it, and then Trump would just go, "I'll get another 4 years." Or
okay, I'll tell you like this: based on what I know of the Constitution demands that there be an election on November 4th, right, or whenever that election. The Constitution demands that, right? Now, if Biden dies, like let's say he were to die November 3rd, or let's say he died November 4th, right? The election would still go through, and if he won the vote, Kamala Harris would become president.
Okay.
Yeah, no, and that's just based on it. Because, see, first of all, we've never faced a situation like this before. So I think it causes a constitutional crisis to some extent. But if at any point there's for instance, if the president and the vice president died from this, Pelosi becomes president. because she's the Speaker of the House. Now, there's a very good possibility that we're not going to know exactly who the president is until a few days after Election Day because they're still counting votes. As far as I know, if that continues long enough, Pelosi would become president. But if Biden were to win and then he were to sicken and die, what's her name? Kamala Harris would take the seat.
Yeah.
But this is technically a constitutional crisis, though.
I thought they were going to postpone it or some crazy shit like that. Like I was thinking maybe he's going to postpone it and go,
No, you can't do that. The Constitution demands the elections be held at a certain time.
Oh, okay, good.
Good.
You cannot postpone the election. Every single year for the last number of years, ever since Bush got into office, ever since Bush Jr. got into office, I've always heard conspiracies and a fear that he was gonna do something to demand that he remain in office. Some people said he was gonna start a war so he could remain in office, right? They said the same thing with Obama, and now they're saying the same thing with Trump. The situation is, it's not allowed. Like, the government is not allowing you to do shit like that. They're just not allowing it to happen.
I've heard a lot of rumors in the past. That's why I was kind of like, is he doing this on purpose or what's going on? Because he goes, I wanted to support it. I deserve it. He kept saying, didn't he, John?
Yeah, I hear you.
He kept saying, I deserve another 4 years because, the Democrats put me through. And he kept saying that. Not to be a conspiracy theorist, I'm like, but in the past, I've heard a lot of people say, if you have a war going on, they can probably still stay in office. I didn't really know the law with that, so that's why I asked you, because I knew you knew the law about it. But now you made it clear, so thank you.
You know what, John?
Yes.
What is the Supreme Court doing to counter this crap?
Counter what crap?
This dumbass coronavirus. The fuck?
Supreme Court has no say in that whatsoever.
Oh, hell no.
You need, first of all, you got to learn how does the government work. The legislative branch, where we have Congress, we have the House and the Senate, they make the laws. The president's job is to enforce the laws, and the Supreme Court's job is to make sure the laws are constitutional. That's all it's supposed to be. Everybody has been trying to overstep their powers for so long that nobody knows what they can and can't do, with the exception of somebody who knows the law.
I stand corrected then.
It's gonna be really crazy.
It's gonna be.
The president is the only one that has say so in this, but the president isn't doing anything.
Huh?
So the president is the only person that has say so in this.
No, the president is the executor. He's the executive branch. He executes the laws. The Congress is where all of the real power is. The president is just a face on it.
No.
And we're living
Because, bro,
crazy time.
like to me, if Congress would have said, well, lockdown, this wouldn't be happening.
What?
If Congress said we were on lockdown, this wouldn't be happening. I would have wished it would at least shut all the fucking borders down, damn it. To keep people out.
Yo, listen, at this point, first of all, listen, coronavirus was spreading around in December. They had all of December, January, February to carry that shit over here, and sure enough, a lot of it got over here. It was uncontainable at that point. So basically, this is just what happens. This is what happens when you get a lot of products from another country. This is what happens when you make it easy for people to travel from one place to another. This is just how it is. And the problem is, even... What?
Excuse me, John?
Yes.
How does the virus form?
How does a what?
How does the virus form?
Viruses existed before humans did.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, listen. Anything that you're asking me, you can look this up in Wikipedia, or you can look it up on Google. Ask where do viruses come from, and they'll tell you the whole shit. Like it's a lot of reading.
But John, are some viruses good, or all of them just straight out bad?
Viruses have no morality. They can be good or bad. It all depends who they affect. There are viruses that are in your body that have no effect on you because they're not for humans. There are some viruses in your body that just float around and do nothing. There are some viruses in your body that actively attack you. And then there's some viruses in your body that are actually good because they keep the bacteria in your body in check by killing certain bacteria. So viruses, they're neither good nor bad. They just are there. They've been there before people, and they'll be there long after people.
Oh, man.
So when the last human on Earth is dead, viruses will still exist.
And when will that be, John?
Thousands upon thousands of years from now.
I don't know.
I heard the Earth only has like 5 billion years left.
Well, yeah, but humans aren't going to just stay here. You know, they're going to figure out how to make spaceships or something.
John, but to me it really doesn't matter because we're going to be long gone.
Well, listen, that's a fatalist attitude if that's how you think about it. Ultimately, if that's how you think about it, then your life and nobody else's life really matters because ultimately the end is the destruction of the world anyway. However, the other way to think about it is the glass is half full, and you could say, yeah, well, you know, we're all going to die anyway, but I'm going to have a good time up until I do.
John,
Yes.
What is the definition of unavoidable?
Unavoidable means there's nothing you can do to avoid it.
Thank you. That's what's going to happen to this Earth. That's unavoidable.
It's inevitable.
Oh, damn it! I messed up again.
Yeah, it's just listen. We'll just deal with it. That's all. All you gotta do is just deal with it.
No, because John, we should First of all, I get what you're saying, but this world is running out of resources slowly but surely. Right now we're okay, but in the next 1,000 years we might not be okay.
But here, let me tell you something. When you hear them say the world's running out of resources, that's not true. The world has plenty of resources. And if we change the way we use resources, we have plenty more. Solar energy, for example, is going to keep coming here whether you use it or not. Nuclear power may run out eventually, but not within our lifetime. You know, there's other ways to make electricity. You just have to figure out what's the easiest way to do it and what are you willing to invest in? What technology will you invest in? But I don't believe that the world's running out of resources. We've shown that we can grow food and we can figure out how to use science to grow food. Even if it's unhealthy for us, we figured out how to grow better food. There's no shortage of food. There's no shortage of energy. There's no shortage of food and there's no shortage of energy. They just say that to scare you.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, when they say there's a shortage of food, always remember, if worse comes to worse, you can eat your dog. You know, and that's if worse comes to worse. But it's most likely not going to come to that because look at what we've got. We've got chicken farms. We got pig farms. We have a lot of science in it. We know how to inject cows with steroids and make super cows. It's like, listen, we've got the resources, but the more important thing is we have science. And science allows you to make a little into a lot.
John.
Yes.
Okay. Humans, there should be an amount of humans because of all these mothers giving birth to babies and stuff. To me, I don't see no shortage on humans at all.
There is no shortage. There's no shortage of people. There's like 7.7 billion people. And even if coronavirus took out 1 billion of them, there's still 6 billion people. So we're not worried.
Oh, okay. So there's no worry. Oh, yeah. Excuse me.
The only thing we'd ever have to worry about is an extinction level event, like if an asteroid hits us or some shit.
Excuse me? Okay. Every 1,000 years, a new virus forms. Is that true?
No, it's not. I'm pretty sure new viruses form daily.
Fuck. So we're not safe.
No, you're not.
No, I said we.
We're not safe. No, you're not. You're not safe from anything. At this point, anything can get you. The whole point is ignoring it, moving about your day.
I am.
Good. Very good.
You could die in a car wreck.
Yeah, you could get killed walking your doggy.
Yeah. I mean, when did this first set home to y'all? Like, when did you really take it seriously, the coronavirus? Like, when you first heard it? Or was it like somebody that you knew that got the coronavirus? I mean, I took it seriously when I started watching TV and people over in China were freaking out. That's when it really set in. But when it really set in is when I'm watching Demonology go through it.
Yeah.
And he had all his videos on there, and I was like, no. And I think it was one of his friends, that family members that he got it from. And I'm like, if that guy dies, I said, I'm going down that. He's a strong dude, and he's a big guy. I mean, he's not a person that smokes, does drugs, drinks. I knew if he would have went down, it hurt him. And I remember watching his videos, and that guy is straight up. That's when it really, thinking.
So if he takes care of himself, there shouldn't be no issues.
Yeah, I mean, he was real healthy too, and it hurt.
Okay, good. So he should be okay then.
After he got to the hospital, he was still kind of like, you could hear the way he was talking. He wasn't %. I mean, it brought him down. And I think he said if he wouldn't have went to the hospital, the nurses or whatever, the doctor said if he would have waited a couple more days, and if his his breathing was at this point or whatever, he would have died. And then he went in there real quick, and he was fortunate. But a lot of people that will not get tested and just try to stay, they're going to die from this stuff.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, no, listen. It's all things are only going to get worse. They're going to get a hell of a lot worse before they get better.
It's not going to get better anytime soon.
Things are going to get a hell of a lot worse before they get better.
I'm wondering how it's going to be and how all these houses deal with it around Christmas.
Huh?
I wonder how these big corporations, how much money they're going to make around Christmas. Are they going to keep people in their homes through Christmas? Because I'm telling you, like around January, when these people start getting evicted and everything, I'm thinking that these cities are going to burn. It's only going to get worse. There's nowhere for these people to go.
See, you know what? Listen. First of all, after what we've seen over the last couple of months, the government understands at this point that these people are fucking crazy and they've got guns. The police themselves are not bulletproof, and the police. After you've seen all these police assassinations, the cops know that they ain't bulletproof. They are. I'll tell you like this. I absolutely refuse to believe that they are going to do any mass evictions or even mass foreclosures at this point. They're not going to do it. And I don't know what'll have to happen. Maybe the banks will simply refinance people and they'll... Because you think about it. Let's say 6 months, let's say a year. There's no reason a bank can't add years onto the end of your mortgage. All it means is that your credit will be screwed. It means that you'll keep paying them whatever you can pay them. The banks at this point they'll figure something out where they'll take whatever you owe and they'll put it on the back of your loan. Now, evictions are a lot more difficult because of the fact that the people don't have titles and deeds and they don't have a right to be there and this, that, and other. But trust me, they're not about to do any mass layoffs. They're not going to, well, not mass layoffs. They're not going to do, well, actually, I'll say that too. They've been doing their best to furlough people by using the stimulus money. They've been doing their best to put moratoriums on evictions and foreclosures. The last thing they want to do is drive up our homelessness rate, especially when you're dealing with people who are fucking armed. That's the last thing they want to do. So if the government has to add another $5 trillion in debt, maybe that's just what will have to happen. But it's going to get ugly one way or another. I just know that there's certain things that the government's not going to do because they would lose. I mean, they would lose control over the entire situation. If the people start shooting the cops, they'll lose control of the entire situation.
John.
Yes.
I want to try to. I don't want. First of all, if this country goes deeper in debt, we're done. We're screwed.
No, well, listen. We can handle debt in the long term. In the long term, see, supposedly because of inflation, the longer you hold a debt, the cheaper it actually becomes. Supposedly that's like what they talk about when you're buying a house. If you buy a 30-year fixed mortgage instead of a 15-year fixed mortgage, the money that you're making right now is actually going to decrease in value over time. So that means that by the time you finish paying back that 30 years, it actually cost you less than it would have if you paid it back immediately. So they're saying right now, $30,000 right now is worth more right now than it is 30 years down the road. So we're at a situation where the government can run infinite debt, basically, because America still is the reserve currency. Nobody else has what America has in terms of financial reserve. So things will ultimately be paid off. Bottom line is, what you can't do is you can't allow your economy to collapse in the short term, worried about what the debt's going to cost you in the long term. It's as if, like, for instance, if right now you're facing housing instability or you can't eat right now, right? You need the food right now. You need the housing right now. So if you have to go into debt in order to meet your needs that you have right now, that's just unavoidable. You just have to do it. You have to do it. So believe me, they're going to be passing some serious stimulus. They're going to be passing some big-ass stimulus bills like you ain't never heard of. Like Nancy Pelosi said, yeah, that they're going to pass $2.2 trillion. Oh, no. That $2.2 trillion, it might end up being $10 trillion. You don't know.
None of us know.
And they'll never pass $10 trillion in one shot. What they'll do is they'll do 2.2 here, 2.2 there, 2.2 elsewhere. What it'll be is every single couple of months you'll hear about a new stimulus. You know, they have no choice. So I guess America's going to be Trump's final bankruptcy.
Man, I hope. Well, I got John.
Yes.
Man, I don't even know. But Trump, he screwed us up to the point where I don't think that we can even support ourselves anymore.
You know, I really believe that if Trump weren't the person in office, I believe that the China trade war never would have happened and that none of this would be happening. And if it did happen, I think that it wouldn't have gotten as bad as it got and it would have been mitigated earlier. But Trump's a failure, and now you know.
No, but John, this happened in December of 2019. How the fuck does Trump wait 3 fucking months after it happened to tell us? Damn it. Bro.
That's just, listen, that's just what it is.
Yes, it is, but I can't control it.
No, well, you just got to deal with it. You're just a regular citizen. All you got to do is deal with it. Just be thankful that you're not losing hundreds of millions of dollars like the rich people are, or be thankful that you're not losing like thousands upon thousands. You got to understand, we've got a number of crises. We've got student loan crisis. We've got rent crisis, mortgage crisis. We've got pension crisis coming. We've got, retirement crisis. I mean, the thing about it is everything in America right now is a damn crisis, you know?
Yes.
You know, so that we just got to deal with it. That's all.
John.
Yes.
What is a Federal Reserve if that money just gonna dissipate?
What?
What is a Federal Reserve if the money's just gonna just gonna evaporate?
Well, that again, that's a question that you should just read up on, because basically the Federal Reserve is they put it in after the Great Depression in order to try to control inflation, try to control interest rates, and basically some people claim that by taking us off the gold standard, you've made it so that we can run up infinite amount of debt through the Federal Reserve. Now, the problem is nobody really understands exactly what the consequences of having a Federal Reserve are. They think they know, but they really don't, because the Federal Reserve's job basically at this point is to expand the money supply. So that means that we're running a welfare state where the Federal Reserve can allow money to be printed that otherwise normally would never exist. In the long run, that puts more money into the hands of poor people. In the short term, it takes that money out of the hands of the wealthy because it reduces the value of their dollar. But again, a lot of that's conspiracy theory, and a lot of that is, economics. So it's like it's what you want to believe, but you're in no control of it, so it really doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
It really, so we'll just have to see. So that's just that.
I just want to say something, John.
Yes.
That like people talk about like, oh, it's all Trump's fault, it's all Trump's fault. Like, yeah, it's kind of Trump's fault, but it's kind of the whole government's fault too. Like our governors, they had like the responsibility too.
Yeah, well, no, the government's only constitutional responsibilities are basically to regulate interstate commerce and to protect the nation. That's all it's supposed to be doing. The government has overstepped its boundaries on so many levels that it's about time for it to be peeled back a little bit. Now, how much it peels back and whatever the consequences are, we don't know, but you're going to find out. You got to understand, a lot of bad shit is happening within a short period of time. The last recession was only, less than 10 years ago. That was 2008. I mean, we're in a situation. Oh, okay, it was about 12 years ago. We've been going through multiple economic crashes and recession and depression, and it seems like it's getting much, much worse. And I think the real reason for that is because America's not productive anymore. I think that's the bottom line. That's the reason why we're not producing as much as we're spending. We're not saving. And our entire economy is off the rails, basically. So we're just going to have to deal with it.
And whose fault is that?
Ours! That's the thing.
People want to blame the government, but it's kind of the individual's fault, too, for not having any money saved up.
No. It's not just your fault for not having money saved up. It's your fault for voting in the government that we have. And see, the problem is, when you say who you want to blame, I blame people who vote in bad politicians. America's saving rate started to go up in 2008 after credit was cut off. And the reason why is because you had no choice. You had to cut back your spending. But you also have to understand, there's a lot of people in America that spend well above their means so that they can live above other people. And as long as you have that dynamic where people are willing to spend above their income in order to stay above everybody else, well, that's just what it is. But they're only doing it because they have that ability to do it. If you take away their ability to do it, then they won't have the ability to do it. But there's a lot of people who spend what they spend in order so that they can live segregated from other people, so that they can live in private, pristine neighborhoods, and meanwhile they're pulling their money out of the poorer neighborhoods. All of that shit's going to come to an end one way or another. They have a saying, either you feed the poor or they're going to eat the rich. That's the saying. And it's coming. It's coming. Right now, rich people are losing a lot of money. And even when they're not losing money, when the Federal Reserve is printing this money and they're sending out these $1,200 welfare checks, rich people's money is worth that much less. So yeah, the rich are always going to get richer, but the problem is when you see this happening, it slows them down or it even decreases their own wealth.
Thank you.
Good, good. Whatever. One way or another, the things are going to reach equilibrium one way or another.
And that's what my peers in school don't understand.
It feels like I'm only working for the
News flash. I think Baron Trump has tested positive.
Uh-oh. Who has? President Trump, you said?
I'm hearing Baron Trump might be positive.
Oh, wow.
I think he might be. I'm not sure. I'm waiting to confirm it. I'm trying to confirm it. It says President Trump and the First Lady are positive, but it's very possible Baron Trump might have it too. Oh shit! Well, I'm not even gonna say nothing because you know what? I don't want to even say that. But I'll tell you what. You remember the story of the plagues? You remember what happened to Pharaoh and his firstborn? You remember?
Shit. He got it.
Isn't that not his first? Oh, his first son though, right?
Yeah. No. Well, it's not his first son, but it's his youngest. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's not looking good.
It's not.
It's not looking good.
Long Island. We were moved.
It's not looking good. Oh shit! It's not looking good.
The Trump family got it.
It's not looking good, people.
Trump got it because oh no.
It's not looking good. I think we might have some problems coming. It's not good at all, boys.
But he do. Fuck this shit.
If Trump has it, then everybody from the debate has to get tested.
Yeah.
Even Biden.
Yeah, man. Well, no, Biden. You never know. I mean, he could. Just because you're standing in the same room doesn't necessarily mean you have it. The problem is when you're shouting at people, they could be spitting all over you.
Exactly, though.
Fuck, that's a fucking fact. Hell, that's how germs travel. Germs, viruses travel.
That's right.
I could.
Say it.
Hello?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry about that.
I could already see the protests of Kamala Harris being president if Biden can't lead.
Oh, I'm sure she's smiling right now. Here.
Are the captains of Egypt afraid of a night mist? The death cry is everywhere. Some devil's curse, look!
I'm sure Kamala Harris is smiling here right now. Definitely. Can y'all hear me?
I've known battle for 30 years, Pharaoh.
Yeah.
But I've not known fear till tonight. Aid.
Yeah, I posted that video of the plagues. I love that story, man. That's one of my favorite Bible stories. It's too bad I had to fucking live it. Too bad, huh?
Shit, I saw the DreamWorks movie and that shit got me scared when I was little.
Oh man, Prince of Egypt, yeah.
Yeah, that shit was real fucking scary seeing that.
Prince of Egypt, yep. They let you know it's like ain't nobody safe, not even the children. You ain't safe. They let everybody know. Scary.
John.
Yes.
Okay, if you were to live forever, what would you do if you was the only human on this earth?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, see, first of all, it's impossible for there to just be one human on Earth, but I don't know, man. I'd be looking for some women.
What's the limit?
What?
What's the limit?
What's the what?
What's the limit?
I didn't understand what you just said.
What's the limit?
Heblimity?
Yeah. What's the Stagflation.
You're gonna have to type that out because I don't know what you're saying.
Oh shit.
Yeah, type that word out, please.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm about to get out of here soon and I gotta get a shower because I gotta go meet somebody and pick up a check. So one of my tenants has to pay me my money. I want my money now, bitch. First of the month, motherfucker.
Wait, you renting your house out? How much is?
Don't do any crazy, cuz.
Oh no. I'm not gonna do nothing crazy. Just give me my money. You better give me my money, otherwise you're gonna have to give me some honey. What?
You trip, man.
You got no. See, give me my money, baby.
How much, like 1,500?
Let's see. For this person, I'm gonna have to check my books, but yeah, it's something like I think it's either 16 or 17.
Ain't bad.
John, why you charging so cheap in New York, my boy?
Well, yeah. You know what's sad that you say that? My aunt is renting out her basement, and she has a brownstone in Brooklyn, not far from the Barclays Center. She's only charging these people $2,500 a month, and the realtors are saying you're undercutting everybody else, and you're supposed to be charging $3,200 a month. Now imagine you charge somebody $3,000 a month for a fucking basement.
Man, I charge money for a house.
Well,
$3,000 a month for
guess
a house.
what? They know
nice house.
where she lives. Where she lives, you're talking about like it. It's like where she lives. The average cost of one of those places is $1.5 million. I think it's actually closer to $2 million in most cases because they've done a lot of upgrades on most of those houses. And let me tell you something. Her basement, in my opinion, like there's no way in hell that I'd be renting a basement for that kind of money. Especially like I could see renting a whole house for that kind of money, but the whole house would be a lot more expensive. Like you're talking like the average mortgage in that area is like $6,000 or $7,000 or possibly $8,000, maybe even $10,000. Because if you just bought it recently, the average mortgage in that house might be $10,000 a month. And my thing is, there's no fucking way. There's no way. So you know what? She's doing what she feels is comfortable, so she's happy with it. I ain't got nothing to say. But for them to say, yeah, you should be charging like $3,200 a month for a little ass basement apartment, I'm like, yo, that's insane. That's insane. But no, listen, there are some people who are so rich that they pay $40,000 a month. You know, for certain things, they'll pay it. Certain people are billionaires. Some people are paying $50,000 a month for an apartment. That's crazy, but they do it. Yeah, I mean, this is New York. New York ain't no joke, man. It ain't no joke. That's why I'm happy to own property here. And, as long as I can maintain it and manage it, it's like owning property here in New York. The closer you are to New York City, man, that's money.
A lot of them don't even care how much they're paying because they can write that too in taxes.
Yeah. A lot of people are paying that money through their corporations. So for them, it's nothing. They're paying it through their business. Don't think that every rich person is out there spending money. Most of them are not. Most of them, that money is their business buying all their stuff. Like when you see them dropping big money on cars, those are business leases. Nobody stays rich by spending money. I think that's a simple fact.
It is.
But that's just what it is, so there we go. What somebody says, all the nations on earth are in the Bible. What the hell? Who's this crypto delivery? What are you talking about? It says, John, I need a crib. How much? A crib? Yo, listen, you don't want to move here, crypto delivery. You don't want to move here. It's a house to rent a cheap house for $300,000. You're talking a $2,000 a month mortgage. Then you're talking property taxes, which may add another $500 or $600. I got lucky. The second house I bought it. My mortgage was only like $1,200 or $1,300, and then the property taxes may be like $600 or $700 because in a year they may be like $6,000 or something like that. But I get some of that back in tax rebates. So the bottom line is, it's very subjective. It all depends where you want to live and who you're willing to live next to. Most of my neighbors suck, but for the most part, they are kept far enough away from me where there's not really a problem. So it all depends on you. Oh, hey, Mr. Blacktop. It says you can't trust anything coming from his office. He could be using this as a ploy to stay out of the media. Listen, Trump, in my opinion, first of all, you got to understand, they had to say this. If he got coronavirus, they had to tell us because of continuity of government. It's a law that they have to tell us if he's sick. But you're right. It could be a ploy. Chances are it's not. Biden is the one who wanted to not be in person with Trump, and now Trump is the one with the virus. So if Trump is the one with, now imagine if Biden had said, yeah, I got the virus and I can't do debates in person. Trump would have been all over his ass. He would have been like, oh yeah, he's just trying to avoid me. He's just trying to avoid me. He's just trying to get out of having to do the debates, blah, blah, blah. Biden, I tell you, Biden must be the luckiest Irishman on the planet at this point. Because Biden, we all know that Biden, if he had to be in there in person with Trump and Trump starts picking at him and attacking his son and shit, we know Biden was going to lose it and get pissed off and say something. Biden told Trump to shut up twice and called him a clown in the last debate. God knows.
He had the right to do
No, absolutely. No, I'm not saying he didn't have the right to do it. I'm just saying Biden got pissed off and Biden says shit without thinking when he gets flustered. If they had another one of these things in person and they don't control it better, as long as it's under control, Biden is okay to debate. But Biden would fuck up and say, yeah, fuck you, motherfucker, or some shit like that. And like Biden is an old white man. There's no telling what could come out of his mouth. Like, that's one thing you got to remember about old white men. Like, there was a video on Facebook where this old white man called this young black guy. He said, what you gonna do, boy? And that motherfucker turned around, punched him right in the face. And some old white men don't seem to get it. Either that or they may have, like, flashbacks to when black people couldn't talk shit. I don't know. But the thing about it is, Biden already has proven that when you fluster him, he says stupid shit. Like, he told Charlemagne, well, you ain't black. And, like nonsense, still little things. So God knows what he would say to Trump if Trump really, really flustered him. So guess what? Now that Trump's sick, within the next 30 days, the debate options are changed permanently. So I'm thinking they may not meet in person again, and now people are looking at Trump like he's a goddamn fool. In fact, there's a possibility that shit might kill him. There's a very good, like, you got to understand, that's a possibility. It may not be a high probability, but it's a possibility.
I bet you Biden's numbers are going to be going up because of this.
Oh, shit, man. Biden's going to have leads right up till Election Day. Now, whether or not those leads translate into a Biden victory remains to be seen. But that's just where it is. So, guys, thank you. What did we say?
Hey, check this out. On the news, they're talking about Trump going to Wisconsin and Florida, but none of those have been canceled yet.
He ain't going nowhere. Watch. He ain't going nowhere now. Watch. If he does anything, they'll try to keep it local. But let me tell you something. Coronavirus has devastated his campaign. He couldn't have rallies all year long because of the lockdowns. Let me tell you something. If I ever believe in God and his plagues on man, I believe in him now. Because this is nothing short of a plague. And if this takes Trump out of the White House, it must be because God got sick of his bullshit and said, you're fucking out of there. Bottom line. If I never believed in God's plagues before, I fucking believe in them now.
I fucking do too now. Same as you, John.
He basically put a plague on Egypt. That's what this was.
It is.
But anyway, guys, thanks for joining me because I got to go get washed up. I told you I got to go collect my rent.
Okay. Hey, have a good day, everyone. Here, have a great day.
Oh, thank you.
Talk to you on Discord all day.
See you later, man.
All right, yeah. Nice having you. Nice having you. I'll talk to you later.
All right, talk to you later.
Peace.
All right, bye.
All right.